So this week, a number of things. So this show is going to be almost a bit of a roundup rather than focusing on one specific topic. We had the incident in a club in Miami where a group of influencers asked the DJ to play Kanye West, Ye, whatever he is going by nowadays, to play a song called Hail Hitler. In the wake of this incident of them being together, they posted things on social media. And honestly, to me, it was laughable. Like, I'm not going to downplay that it's disgusting that in 2026, a club would be that ignorant. The nightclub in Miami has taken action and fired staff, etc., etc. But what's really pathetic, and I think this is my call to the young men of America who follow any of these characters like Myron Gaines or Andrew Tate and all these things. These guys are the biggest frauds and shams going. They have posted these pictures essentially trying to accentuate how tough they are. Nick Fuentes, what can I even say about him? He literally is a joke. There are so many video clips of him, and what's ironic and laughable is here is a man who has constantly made comments about black people being inferior, has talked racism so often. Andrew Tate and his brother are not, as far as I'm aware, Caucasian. Myron Gaines is definitely not Caucasian. Neither is Sneeko, but none of them had the guts to say anything to him. Instead, they're hanging out with him, all friendly. Then, of course, we had the news from Jerusalem where some of the leaders of the Eastern churches called Christian Zionism a dangerous ideology. Said that they are the representatives of Christians in that region. Now, it's interesting, okay, because at face value, and I'm sure if you are a Christian Zionist or a Christian who supports Israel, you're going to get a lot of people sending you this article or sending you information about this. Now, a great friend of CUFI, the former deputy mayor of Jerusalem, who is still deeply involved with the city, Flair Hassan Nahum, has constantly said for years, not just after this, that the leaders of the church, unfortunately in Jerusalem, are very, very close to the Palestinian Authority and trumpet the same line. It's not surprising. Remember that Israel is the country where Christians have actually grown in the Middle East, unlike everywhere else where they've shrunk, where Christians serve in the government, in the military, in all facets of society. And Israel continues to invest in the Christian community for them to have a stronger representation and presence in Israeli society. But these churches have declared that Christian Zionism and the state of Israel are the problem. It's long been said about the close relationship between these church leaders and the Palestinian Authority. And we know how the Palestinian Authority feels about Israel. We know how the Palestinian Authority has treated Christians, but they've never said anything about that. Again, sadly, throughout history, we've seen church leaders be on the wrong side of history. How many church leaders fell in line with Hitler and the Nazis? How many church leaders fell in line with empires where it suited their self-preservation tendencies? How many church leaders have we seen making excuses for Islamists while they butchered Christians? It's not new, unfortunately, and this will continue to happen. Just because somebody holds a title, it does not mean that they're speaking the truth. You've got to look at why, you've got to look at their relationships, and you've got to look, especially when it comes to the Middle East, the intertangled networks that we see. This is just another example of this normalization of anti-Israel and anti-Semitic rhetoric. This popularizing of it, be it in the social media space or in the church space. And that has consequences. We saw this week a Jewish school, Jewish students were greeted with flyers talking about hanging them. It's not 1920, it's not 1930, it's 2026. If we don't learn from the past, we are doomed to repeat it, as the saying goes. That's why we all have a responsibility to speak out. That's why we all have a responsibility to be advocates of the truth. While we are approaching almost 900 days since the brutal October 7th massacre, we cannot forget that Ron Givil is still being held. His body is still being held. So with all the talk about phase 2, the border of peace, all these things which are happening, and there's so much to discuss, we cannot remember one simple fact, that there is still the body of a person being held in Gaza. His family still do not have closure. They have still not been able to lay him to rest in his homeland, and we cannot forget that. We pledged after October 7th until they're all home. So don't forget his name, don't forget his family, don't forget his nation, as they want that simple promise to be realized, that he be brought home. This is Qasim Hafiz for the CUFI Weekly. For Zion's sake, do not remain silent. Thanks for checking out this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe so you get a notification every time a new episode hits. And if you want to check out some of our previous episodes, and we've got some really good ones, click on one of the thumbnails and that will take you right there. And finally, if you want to know more about CUFI and the work we do, go to cufi.org to check out all the resources we have available free to you.